Somewhere in your house is a suitcase you trust with your life on a layover, and you have no idea if that trust is earned. Your comments prove it. One person swears their 20-year-old Samsonite never failed. Another watched their $1,000 Tumi crack on a single flight. Both are true, and neither tells you anything, because one bag is one anecdote. Here's what actually can't be faked: a warranty. It's the one place a company bets its own money on how long the bag survives. One brand on this list just quietly cut that bet in half in the last 10 weeks, and almost nobody noticed. We're getting to it. 10 brands, worst to best by warranty, not by vibes. 10 Tumi. The name was built on one promise: an unconditional lifetime warranty backed by proprietary FXT ballistic nylon that shrugged off decades of abuse. Then a private equity firm, Doughty Hanson, bought Tumi in 2004 for $276 million, and the lifetime warranty died that same year. Cut to 5. Samsonite bought the brand in 2016 for $1.8 billion. The price kept climbing. The promise never came back. Today, the Alpha International carry-on runs $900 to $1,000, covered for 5 years, with airline damage covered for 12 months only. A good $300 bag uses the same sealed Japanese wheels Tumi does. That's a $700 gap, more than triple the price for a warranty shorter than what shipped in the 80s. The stitching is real. The honest caveat: you're not buying a stronger guarantee anymore. You're buying the monogram. Frequent flyers who post glowing Tumi stories online are almost always describing bags bought before that 2004 buyout, a meaningfully different product wearing today's logo, and that distinction rarely survives the comments section. Sit with that for a second. The bag that taught a generation what lifetime warranty meant is now sold by the same conglomerate that owns the bag a third of its price, using wheels from the same suppliers. Hold that thought, because the next brand charges luxury prices for a shell anyone can buy at the mall. Number 9. Rimowa's essential line, the one most buyers actually take home: Skip. The aluminum original earned this name, with grooves engineered from 1930s aircraft skin and a real lifetime guarantee since July 2022. Essential is a different bag. It's polycarbonate, the exact same plastic, Samsonite, Away, and a dozen cheaper brands all use, and Rimowa was actually the first company to put it on a suitcase back in 2000. An essential cabin still runs 700 to 900 euros, roughly double a comparable polycarbonate shell anywhere else. The hardware and grooves are nicer than average, and the lifetime warranty on defects is genuine. But polycarbonate cracks eventually, no matter whose logo sits on it, the same as a $300 Samsonite will. The honest caveat: you're paying luxury pricing for a mainstream material, and the only real difference is the stamp. A buyer comparing this to Tumi might assume the steeper European price reflects superior engineering. The shell material says otherwise, and that gap is the entire reason this sits at number 9 instead of higher. That brand at least tells you what it's made of. The next one just rewrote its own promise without telling you first. Number 8. Away. Skip, and here's the warranty cut we teased at the start. For years, Away's limited lifetime warranty was the entire reason people paid $275 to $325 for a polycarbonate carry-on instead of something cheaper made of the exact same plastic at 8 a.m. On the 14th of April, 2026, that ended. Any suitcase bought after that moment isn't under the lifetime warranty anymore. It's under something called lifetime care. 5 years of free repair, 1 replacement, then a service fee for whatever's left of the bag's life. Want the old 10-year, 2 replacement version back? That's a new $35 upgrade, on top of what you already paid. Away says 94% of its bags never need a claim, and lifetime care still beats brands that skip airline damage entirely. The honest caveat: the unconditional promise that justified the markup is gone. You're paying Away pricing for terms that now look like Samsonites. If you bought your Away suitcase before that cutoff, the old lifetime terms still apply to you specifically, which means the brand's past customers are now better covered than anyone buying the identical bag today. That single date, April 14, is the kind of fine print change a brand can make without a press release, and it's exactly the kind of thing a warranty check catches that a 5-star review never will. 3 brands left that never oversold themselves, and mostly deliver exactly what the price tag says. If you're already mentally auditing your own luggage, drop the brand below. We read every comment, and some of the strongest names on this list landed here because viewers flagged them first. Subscribe before the top 3. Number 7. American Tourister. Conditional. Same parent company as Tumi and Samsonite, which gets it either too much credit or none at all. Neither is fair once you check the spec sheet. Most hardside models use ABS plastic, not polycarbonate, and independent testing across 31 metrics scored its build quality at 6.6 out of 10, against an 8.8 for mid-range Samsonite. Same parent company, very different bag. The warranty covers manufacturing defects only, nothing from airline mishandling, which is exactly the damage travelers actually deal with. At $80 to $150, roughly a third of Samsonite's price, the math works fine under 6 trips a year. The honest caveat, this was never built for frequent flyers, and to its credit, it doesn't pretend otherwise. Buy it light and it lasts a decade. Expect more, and trip 3 will disappoint you. None of that makes this a bad bag. It makes it an honest bag about which tier it occupies, which is more than several pricier names on this list can claim. It also explains a pattern you'll see in this brand's reviews. Glowing on durability, mixed on customer service, because the bag and the warranty desk aren't always built by the same team. One branch up the same family tree, the materials finally start earning their keep. Number 6. Samsonite. Conditional. The flagship brand does the basics better than its budget sibling. Polycarbonate that flexes instead of cracking. A roughly 10-year limited warranty. Sealed wheel units instead of the cheap glued kind. But documented 2025 forum reports show shells cracking under rough airline handling, with claims denied because the warranty covers manufacturing defects only, not transit damage. That's the entire category's blind spot, not a Samsonite-specific failure. A mid-range freeform carry-on runs $150 to $250, about $1 per trip for a frequent flyer, against $420 per trip for light American Tourister use over the same stretch. The honest caveat, it's the safe, competent, slightly boring pick. It'll outlast its budget sibling easily. It won't match the unconditional guarantees further up this list if an airline actually wrecks the bag, because that scenario simply isn't on the warranty card. Samsonite's 10-year window also beats Tumi's 5 on paper, a strange spot for the flagship brand's own budget sibling's parent to land relative to its premium sister brand. None of this means Samsonite is exciting. It means Samsonite is the brand that does what it says on the box, which sounds boring until you compare it to brands that don't. This one nails the materials and still leaves one promise unmade. Number 5. Base. Conditional. Shea Mitchell's brand runs 100% virgin polycarbonate and the same sealed Japanese Hinomoto wheels found on bags costing nearly double at $218 to $328, $50 to $100 below. Away for comparable hardware. The limited lifetime warranty covers shell cracks, wheels, handles, and zippers, more generous than several competitors at this exact price. It skips normal wear and the shell scuffs fast, especially in light colors, even though drop testing showed 0 structural damage. Customer service complaints surface constantly across review sites, even where the product testing holds up. At under $250, Bays is doing what Away and Rimowa Essential both charge far more to attempt. The honest caveat, the materials are genuinely premium grade for the price. It just isn't the unconditional, no questions promise the next 4 brands actually put in writing. Compare the warranty language against Monos a few spots up, both limited, both excluding cosmetic damage, with price doing most of the remaining work between them. Base also sells a resale program for slightly imperfect return bags at a discount, which is a small but real signal that the company expects its own products to actually hold up long enough to be resold. Now the 4 brands that back their warranty with action, starting with one that nearly didn't survive. Number 4, Eagle Creek. Worth it. This brand went through real financial collapse, got shut down entirely by a former parent company, and came back independent with its warranty intact instead of quietly gutted like Tumi's was. The no matter what warranty covers functional defects in zippers, buckles, wheels, and fabric for the practical lifetime of the gear, regardless of cause, with a return rate the company reports under 1%. This is travel gear and packing systems, more than a single hardshell spinner line, so pricing spreads $100 to $250 per piece, well below Tumi for comparable componentry. The honest caveat, it leans soft side, rather than competing head-on with hardshell carry-ons. When a warranty gets stronger after the company itself nearly vanished, instead of getting cut the moment new owners ran the numbers, that's a brand that still genuinely means it. Independent reviewers consistently single out the no matter what language for staying broad, rather than narrowing the way most competitors quietly have over the past decade. Eagle Creek's comeback story matters here, specifically because warranties are promises, and promises made by companies that already proved they'll fight to survive tend to mean more than promises made by companies that have never been tested. Number 3 takes the same philosophy and removes the one part of every suitcase that breaks first. Number 3, Monos, the hybrid line specifically, worth it. German Macrolon polycarbonate reinforced with anodized aluminum corner guards, a zipperless latch that kills the single most common failure point on any suitcase, and a lifetime warranty on shell cracks, wheels, handles, and locks. A hybrid carry-on runs $350 to $400, about $90 to $100 more than base, nearly double, for a frame with no zipper to blow out, and a company that's issued full replacements over one broken piece rather than billing for parts. The honest caveat, straight from owner reviews, dents aren't covered, and that's burned a few buyers whose corner took a hit on trip 1. Functional failures keep getting replaced fast, no fight, and airline damage is covered when the optional add-ons purchased. For a brand barely a decade old, the claims process shows up as genuinely generous across independent reviews. That's a firmer stance on functional failure than most brands at this price will commit to in writing, even if it stops short of covering cosmetic dents. Monos also runs a 100-day at-home trial before you ever take the bag on a real trip, which shifts some of the risk back onto the company instead of leaving you stuck with a suitcase you regret. Number 2 is the bag people whose paycheck depends on it not failing actually chose for themselves. Number 2, Travel Pro Platinum Elite. Worth it. This is the suitcase professional flight crews are required to fly with, the closest thing this industry has to a stress test nobody can fake. The built for a lifetime warranty covers wheels, zippers, and handles for the life of the bag, and the optional Trusted Companion promise adds airline damage coverage plus shipping. A Platinum Elite carry-on runs $280 to $350, roughly a third of Tumi's price, for a bag engineered to outlast more flight cycles than most owners will ever rack up personally. The honest caveat, it isn't turning heads at baggage claim, and nobody's buying it for looks. They're buying it because the people whose job depends on a suitcase surviving the job picked this exact bag first, long before anyone cared what it looked like on the jet bridge. Several independent buying guides single this exact model out as the practical pick for anyone flying enough that a 5-year window, like Tumi's, would expire before the bag does. Travel Pro also happens to be one of the few brands on this list still manufacturing meaningfully in the US, which shows up in the warranty's confidence as much as in the price. And the one brand on this entire list that never once walked its promise back, no matter who bought it. Number 1, Briggs & Riley. Worth it, and it's the best on this list. The unconditional simple as that guarantee repairs any functional damage for life. No proof of purchase, no questions asked, airline damage explicitly included, not 5 years like Tumi. Not until a private equity firm buys the company and rewrites the warranty page. For life, full stop. The only major luggage brand making that exact promise in writing rather than marketing copy. Travelers who filed real claims report walking in with damage that was obviously their own fault and walking out with a free fix anyway. A carry-on runs $300 to $700, expansion system included, less than half of Tumi's price, for a guarantee that's measurably stronger. The honest caveat, no Rimowa grooves, no Tumi name recognition at the lounge. What it has instead is the one thing every premium brand on this list eventually walked back once the bean counters showed up, a promise with no expiration date. It also undercuts Rimowa's aluminum original by roughly half on price, while matching it almost exactly on philosophy. No asterisk, no countdown clock, no fine print about who owns the company this year. If you remember nothing else from this list, remember this. Every brand above number 1 eventually had a moment where new owners, new investors, or new pressure made the warranty shorter. This one never did. Check the warranty before the price tag. Which brand surprised you?